G'day there guys, and welcome back to another episode of r/AmITheA, where on today's episode we talk about whether it's right for OP to kick his girlfriend out of his house because of his cat. She got rid of the cat. That's normal stuff, right? So if you like today's content, I want you to sit back, relax, chuck a prawn to the Barbie, and enjoy. Let's go. Am I the asshole for kicking out my girlfriend? So I have a cat named Raven who is 3 years old. My girlfriend of 2 years moved in with me a few weeks ago, and it was clear that she didn't like my cat. I didn't think it was a really big deal until one day I got home, and he was just gone. He is not an outdoor cat, and he never goes outside. He was gone for hours, and I was worried sick, until my buddy came to my house and returned him, saying he found him 2 blocks from my house. I asked my girlfriend how my cat, who has never tried to go out before, ended up that far from my house, and she admitted to kicking him out. I was furious, saying she had no right to kick him out, and told her since she thought she had the power to kick my cat out, I wanted her out of my house by the end of the month. She cried that she had nowhere to go, and that she would have to live on the streets. I said I didn't care, and told her to leave by the end of the month. My friends think I'm being too harsh, but my cat could have died because of her, and I don't want her trying anything else. Am I the asshole? And now in the comments, keep her away from your cat. She is going to hurt him, I guarantee it. Let him stay with someone until she's gone, not the asshole. This chick is psycho. That's right. She is capable of unspeakable evil and had a proven track record of animal cruelty. No remorse either. She'll hurt the cat just out of spite, because in her screwed up head, it's the cat's fault that she's being kicked out. She's probably thinking if the cat disappears, you'll let her stay. Your cat could have been hit by a car, mauled by a dog, lost forever. What she did is unforgivable. If there is any way that you can get her out of your house immediately, even if it means renting her a cheap motel room for a couple weeks, do that. By no means leave her alone with your cat. She hated the cat before, but she's got a genuine grudge now. Not the asshole. She figured out how to live separately from you until a few weeks ago. She can figure it out again. And also, she knew about that cat for 2 years. If she doesn't like the cat, why move to OP? That's because she thought that she could just always get away with getting rid of the cat unilaterally. She's acting like this is an ask forgiveness, not permission situation, when it's actually a holy crap, get the F out of my life, you unempathetic monster situation. Stand your ground, OP. She is self-centered to the point of not caring if a living creature lives or dies or suffers. Your cat is worth way more than a relationship with someone like that. Consider dumping the friend too. Edit, to be clear, I mean dump the friends telling OP he's being an asshole for kicking her out, not necessarily the friend that rescued the cat. Unexposed is titled, Am I the asshole for losing weight before my sister's wedding? I, 28 female, used to be quite overweight. Over the last year or so, I've made many changes in my life and have successfully lost almost 100 pounds. I don't live close to any of my family and don't post on social media, so my family wasn't really aware of my weight loss. I did mention that I was making healthier choices, but that's it. It's just that every time before that I've tried to lose weight, it hasn't worked out, so I didn't want anyone commenting on it. My sister, 26 female, got engaged last year, and I'm super happy for her. Due to circumstances, the wedding had to be pushed back a little. It's happening a week from now, and because I haven't seen everyone in so long, I decided to come down 2 weeks earlier to help out and catch up. Well, when I came to see my family, my sister freaked out upon seeing me. As it turns out, she's gained a bit of weight, which is not super noticeable to me, as she still looks great, but I think this is the first time in our lives that I'm smaller than her. I've always been the fat sister. She basically accused me of trying to upstage her, and my parents are fully taking her side. I'm really not sure if I'm in the wrong here, as so many of my family are taking her side of things. Am I the asshole for losing weight before my sister's wedding? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I could be the asshole because I could have told my sister before showing up that I've lost weight. I get that in her mind, the timing does seem a little weird. What kind of flex does your sister think that you're pulling here? Yeah man, I just lost weight to flex on my sister at her wedding. Hey, whoa, OP, before you go to anyone's weddings, especially family members, you gotta make sure that you message them directly beforehand. Hey, just want to clear up things with you. I've lost weight. That's all cool, right? That's fine with you, isn't it? Because really, losing weight? Cringe, man. That's a great reason to be uninvited from a wedding. Ah, man, I feel sorry for you, OP. I'm gonna go not the arsehole on this one. These people just sound hella toxic. Now in the comments, wow, OP. You spent a whole year of your life losing weight and making sacrifices just to upstage your sister? How dedicated and petty of you. Sarcasm, by the way. How delusional is your family? Not the arsehole. Like, instead of being happy that her sister is making healthy changes, she made it about herself. Totally self-centered. Right? I mean, I could kind of understand knee-jerk reaction if you made a grand entrance on the day itself, but we're talking a full 2 weeks earlier in a completely different venue. Your sister is mad at herself for getting fatter and taking it out on you, not the arsehole. I had a friend show up to a gathering some years ago. He was always overweight while I was always very physically fit. He showed up absolutely muscle-bound and cut while I had gained weight due to poor life choices. I was extremely happy for him. I don't understand being awful to people you were supposed to care about because they have improved themselves. Not the arsehole. You didn't lose weight at her. Oh, I love this. Eats a salad, glares at picture of sister, struggles through a workout, sweats in jealousy. I fully support doing good things for yourself out of spite. I know it's not the case here, but sometimes it's a great motivator. I finished an 8-mile trail race, a full 30 minutes ahead of my normal pace, because I didn't like the attitude of the girl behind me and wasn't going to let her beat me. And not the arsehole. Girl, don't go to the wedding if this is how they're gonna act. Like, cut toxic family out. I'd say OP isn't done making healthy choices. Seems like she'll lose a lot of dead weight when she cuts that family off. Our next post is titled, Am I the arsehole for throwing a party for my daughters after they were uninvited? So my daughters, 11/10, both have purple hair. They love it this way and have been getting it dyed since they were 6, with caution. They were invited to a little girl's birthday/Halloween party under the condition that they have their hair dyed a natural color. I asked why, and the mother insisted their hair would take away from the birthday pictures because they would draw attention. I asked if my daughters could just not be in the pictures, and she said there is no way to guarantee that, and to either dye their hair a normal color or they can't come. I said fine. This was like October 8th, maybe the 9th, so I decided to throw a party for my daughters on Halloween since they won't be able to go to that one, and invited her classmates. The girl was in a completely separate class. We had the party, cake, bounce house, candy piñata, and all that cool jazz. The girls had a blast, and I posted a few pictures online. Apparently this was the wrong move, because the little girl's mother saw my post and asked what right I had to steal her daughter's moment from her. Her daughter saw the pictures, and was upset she didn't get to come to the party because they didn't have the things we did. Her mother said I was an asshole for one-upping her just because my kids couldn't come to their party, and that if I really wanted them there, I would have just dyed their hair. Am I the asshole? Info, the invite was on the 8th, as was the hair dye request. A week after we RSVP'd in the negative, I planned a Halloween party on the same day, October 31st/Halloween. I did not throw a party on some obscure day that happened to be her birthday for the giggles and the petties. It was a Halloween party on Halloween. Info part 2, that lady is in a completely different tax bracket than me. She had a pony, assorted teas catered, and a wagon ride as well. The party I threw was a Frankenstein bounce house that my husband had from a few Halloweens ago, a few piñatas from Party City, and like $120 of candy, and about $100 in snacks, and some basic carnival games. Cornhole, balloon darts, sack race. For those who are wondering what the difference between the parties were. OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I could have put the girls in wigs or in a hat, or even sprayed their hair a natural color just for the day. The girls weren't too upset about not going, but in order to make things easier, I could have just changed it for one day. Now in the comments, not the asshole. What a controlling person. Yikes. She tried to punish your kids for their hair color. Our next post is titled, Am I the asshole for telling my mum she's not welcome in my house if she brings her husband? I speak to my mum occasionally. We are not close though. Not since she married her husband Rick when I was 11. He was a domineering asshole who thought because he was a man, he could get what he wanted. He wanted a wife and kids. He couldn't have kids of his own, and he saw the widowed mum of an 11-year-old daughter perfect for him. And he was pissed when I said no to him adopting me. He called me a tramp when I called him an asshole for trying to intimidate my high school boyfriend. We were 15. When I was 18, he wanted me to consent to an adult adoption and change of my last name because I was going to be going to college and he wanted his name carried on. I said no. He told me I owed him for being my dad. I told him he wasn't. I told him he wasn't half the man my dad was. He told me to get my trampy ass out of his house. I have refused anything to do with him since, and distanced myself from my mum because of it. But I never cut her off because it always felt like she protected me somewhat. She didn't change my last name despite his many attempts to get her to, and she never forced the adoption, which again, he tried to force. However, now that I am a mum, she wants to be a part of my life more. We talk a little more, and she wanted to come and meet my son, but I told her she wasn't welcome in my house if she brings her husband. She was upset, but said she understood. My grandma told me I can't make ultimatums like that. So am I the asshole? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I told my mum she was not welcome in my house if she brought her husband along. I knew it would hurt her feelings, but to me, protecting my family is more important. I do wonder if maybe I should have said no instead of saying not with him. Now in the comments, not the asshole. Grandma is wrong. It is your kid and you can make any ultimatum you want. I'm guessing that Grandma is hearing an earful from stepdad and just wants it to stop. She does not care that it would be bad for OP and her family. I think it's more likely that she's from a different generation and believes OP should respect her elders and the man who claims to have raised her. Grandma probably doesn't think that she should be going against a parent figure and is opposed to her daughter not having a relationship with her grandchildren. Grandma needs to get with the times. Parents who come with terms and conditions get met with terms and conditions, not the asshole. Tell your grandma she failed teaching your mum to be a protector and you won't be making the same mistake with your kids, not the asshole. Not the asshole? You absolutely can make those ultimatums. Your baby, your house, your rules. I would argue that it isn't actually an ultimatum, it's a boundary. Like OP isn't saying you need to divorce him and never speak to him again, OP isn't saying it is him or us. She is simply saying she will not have a relationship with him, and if mum wants to come see the baby, the invitation is not extended to him. Not the asshole. Grandma needs to realize that you can and should make ultimatums. The dude gets unhinged quick and throws some terrible words. A baby don't need that crap. And OP replies to that, not even just that, but he treats people like property. I was his property, mum was his property. Whether you want to be or not. Yeah, a baby does not need to be around that kind of person. Best of luck to you, and hopefully one day your mum will see the light. And our next post is titled, Am I the asshole for not giving my cousin my grandmother's house after she passed away? I'm a 27-year-old male, and my grandmother passed away recently. In her will, she left me her 4-bedroom, 2-bath house. Now, before my grandmother passed, she was in danger of losing the house because of unpaid taxes. She asked various family members for help, but none did. I was in college at the time, and I had a huge student refund. She asked me for $1,500 to settle the debt. She said thank you, and we never talked about it again. I didn't want my granny to be homeless after all. That was about 8 years ago. Fast forward to today, and I'm now the owner of the house in the heart of Atlanta. prime real estate if I do say so myself. I plan on moving in at the end of the month before doing some light cleaning and renovation. Enter my cousin and her kids. She is upset with me because I got the house. She said because I don't have kids, I should give her the house because in her eyes, I got the house for free. I thought she was crazy, but a lot of our family is on her side, stating that it's hard out here for a single mother. They told me I can buy a house one day because I am an able-bodied young man. It'll be harder for her because she has 2 kids. I'm like, she chose to have those kids, and that isn't my problem. Everyone is calling me selfish, and hell, maybe I am, but my grandmother wanted me to have the house. Am I the asshole? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the asshole. I might be the asshole because my cousin does still live with my aunt, and she does have 2 kids, so I do feel a little bad. In what world is she entitled to just take this house from you off the sole fact that she has 2 kids? She didn't earn it. She didn't talk with Granny beforehand and help Granny out with the house by the sounds of it. Yeah, that's me just making wild assumptions here, but, given the track record of Am I the Asshole, it's probably not too far off, and if that were the case, it might have been stated in this post, who knows? I'm going to assume the worst here because that's fun. My advice to OP is ignore the family, let her live with her 2 kids with the aunt. It seems as though she already has stable housing over there. She doesn't need to be donated this house from you. Like, what if she had a terrible relationship with Granny? Granny would be rolling in her grave right now that you would just hand the house over if that were to ever happen. So I'm gonna go not the asshole for this one. I think that's preposterous. Now in the comments, not the asshole. Where was she when Granny was about to be homeless? And you didn't loan the money to Granny, you gave it to her. Good deed. Even if it was a loan, where was the cousin? Depends how old her kids are, but possibly raising 2 kids on her own and not having $1,500 to spare. That doesn't mean she gets a free house though. College kids aren't typically on lots of excess cash either. I don't know if he was living on ramen, but $1,500 is really commendable when he was probably renting a room or living in a dorm. Not the asshole. It's your house. I hate the narrative that people who don't have kids should roll over to give people with kids anything and everything that they want. As someone who has kids, I hate that too. It's ridiculous. Also, how does having kids stop you from buying a house? Not the asshole. Your gran left you the house. It's yours. Your cousin has absolutely no right to it. Why should having kids make her more eligible for it than you? Don't even bother to engage in any further conversations with anyone about this. I'm sure Granny knew that this cousin has kids and still bequeathed the house to OP. This is key. No one knows what other crap went down between cousin and Granny that guided her hand in willing the house to OP. If cousin is this selfish, maybe cousin was also a prick to Granny throughout her life, and that's why Granny didn't leave the cousin the house. We will never know, but one thing is certain. Granny left the house to OP, and the $1,500 may not be the only reason. Alright, and I think that's where I'm going to end the video today, guys. Thank you for listening. Just a quick aside, I was trying those crazy thumbnails and crazy intros out to see if there would be any difference in the metrics of the videos. So please don't be too mad if not every video follows that style. I do actually really enjoy making these chill intros and chill thumbnails, nothing too crazy. But yeah, I'm working on things in the future where I can channel that crazy energy into different things that wouldn't be this channel specifically. Anyway, enough of my rambling. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.